The budget battle is looming in Trenton. They've got a deadline of June 30th at midnight to pass a new budget, or the government could shut down. Now, it really comes down to two sides. Governor Murphy wants to raise taxes, wants to increase the sales tax, wants to put in a new millionaire's tax, wants to tax Uber and Airbnb. The legislature on the other side, really led by Senate President Steve Sweeney, wants to see instead a new corporate tax and actually, believe it or not, wants to have some spending cuts and reforms to employee health benefits. Now, the two sides are at loggerheads right now, and there hasn't been any movement, and that deadline's coming up fast at the end of the next 2 weeks. I want to bring in Brent Johnson, who is with the State House Bureau with the Star-Ledger. Brent, welcome to Chasing News. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Brent, these guys are on such opposite sides. Do they want to risk, either side, the government shutting down on the 30th, especially with the 4th of July holiday coming up the very next week?
Well, they say neither of them want to shut down, and this could all just be posturing in budget negotiations. It wouldn't look good for anybody if the government shut down for a second year in a row. You have a first-year governor. This would be everybody in the state would suddenly get to know who he was if it did shut down. And then you also have legislators, many of whom are up for re-election next year in the Assembly. So this wouldn't be good for anyone if a shutdown happened.
Brent, do you think, though, that this shows an incredible rift, a philosophical rift on the part of the Democrats? I mean, you've got the Senate president who was not afraid to raise taxes for most of his career, now talking about cutting spending.
Yeah, some people are saying he sounds more Republican than Democratic right now. Sweeney has said a lot has changed since the Republican federal tax plan went into play. New Jersey is already overtaxed and can't be taxed. And Murphy is saying that we need these taxes to increase funding for NJ Transit and education and all kinds of things, and that anything that the lawmakers are proposing are just one stopgap to try and get to the next year. And he really wants to fundamentally change trends.
All right, Brent, we'll be sure to check in as we get closer to that deadline. Thanks for joining me tonight. Appreciate it.